Not from Leicester, not from Kettering, and not from Northampton. Live from Market Harborough, this is 95.1 HFM.
HFM Weather in association with the new South Leicestershire Learning Innovation Centre. New location, new ways of learning, new experience for you. For more information, telephone free on 0800 731 6723.
We're at Vienna, where we've got Herbert Rauch. We should have Herbert with us. Herbert, are you there?
Yes, I am listening all the time. Thank you very much.
Good morning to you, and how are you?
Thank you very much, okay.
And how's the weather with you in Vienna?
Well, it's cloudy and got to be rainy today, as it looks like.
Okay, Herbert, well, we've got a packed programme this morning, so we need to move on very quickly, I think, to give time to our other guests. Can you just tell us a little bit about the work that you do with the European Association for Promotion of Sustainable Development?
Yes, so we were founded 1.5 years ago as a group of research people, academics, university people, got together and said, obviously it looks as if we couldn't go on like this. If we take seriously what the natural scientists and the ecologists tell us, we already need some sort of 2 planets of the same size to carry on with that kind of economy and more or less still wasting style of using our resources. So we are working now in doing diagnosing analysis, but also developing programs of how or to what kind of policy we have to get to bring our next generation, our children's generation, in a sustainable future. This means a future which has a chance of its own. And to bring out the main points, first we say that we are living in a system with an economy which has developed its allocation process and its distribution process, but we have no sense and no instrument for scale. This means we will have to move very soon to an absolute limit of using resources, and all the rest of economy has to adapt to that. Now, there's no consciousness for this. There's still the primary vision that if we using capital as a fluid medium, we can just move resources around and they will end up in the best place, which means the best profit. But this is going to the expense of nature.
Yeah, and so
because nature in most places does not have its right price.
Yeah. So in essence, I think it really touching on something that Carol Stephen was mentioning just a few minutes ago, is that I suppose we've been so used to enjoying the benefits of a market economy and seeing our wealth grow that we're in blissful ignorance of the likely consequences of that.
Yes. I myself am calling myself now a generalist, since I'm coming from social science research, doing experiments of all kinds and seeing all the social problems, regionalism and immigration and school, etc. But when you come across these problems, you get a new sense for priority. And but we have ended up in the problems which were mentioned before, that we cannot solve the ecological problem on its own without at the same time solving the social problem. And what has been mentioned before are modules to ameliorate our social problem in terms of communication, which your whole program now just right now is about, but also with car sharing and with water resources, etc. But we're going further in the sense that we say we need a new consciousness which will build up a new policy instrument to limit the absolute limit for the use of nature, which is almost cost-free or cheap, and which ends up using the air and soil Now, soil seems to be the next most important, very dangerous problem. We are losing on this planet soil in the size of my country, Austria, every year by degradation.
Yes.
While at the same time the population of the world is growing.
Yeah. And obviously there's a limit and an end point to all of this, which is going to cause problems for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. So
exactly.
do you see information communication technology as being the salvation, or do you see it being something that's just accelerating the problem?
Even so, I've been stressing now this nature problems. We have done in our research group a sensitivity analysis, which has been developed by Frederick Foster, you probably know. Anyway, this is a method where you can cluster to gain some 10 to 20 most important variables, and then you, in the group, you evaluate them both in terms of how active they are, and giving impulses to other factors of the 20. And after you've gone through the whole procedure, there are some factors coming out as major critical factors where we as a human species can be active. And these three factors turned out to be education, as you can imagine,
yes,
mass media, and global governance. Now, even so,
Herbert,
yes.
I'm going to be having to move on very shortly.
Yes,
Herbert.
yes, sure. Let us conclude.
What would be your concluding remarks?
Even so, the most dangerous is, as I mentioned, the soil problem. These are not one we can attack directly. This is moving indirectly. So if we get, by using the active factors, education, mass media, and global governance, in the next 5, 10, 15 years wisely, the others important critical factors will be touched indirectly. So directly is exactly what you are doing now, is a major educational effort by distributing information. This is the right way, but we should it on a worldwide scale, and the mass media are the critical point because they are still giving us fun and trash.
Yeah,
and we have to go in that direction.
So
this is my conclusion.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us, Herbert. So we need more education, we need to create awareness, we need to
get into the mass media,
and get
not
into
only the schools.
Absolutely. Well, we'll keep trying to do our best.
You're doing the best, and congratulations to the programs.
Thank you very much.
To hear you